How have things changed for you since the Senior Bowl? Obviously coming from a small school and being one of the biggest performers there all week.
Yeah, I'll definitely say just getting into that process of trying to get stronger, faster, just preparing for this moment, going to the Senior Bowl, being able to compete against guys from Power 5 schools, just transitioning to being a pro.
He's from Atlanta. Good to see you.
Yes, sir.
This is your moment, right? Had a dream about this. It seems surreal.
Yeah, man, I'm still trying to grasp in the moment. Everybody's praising you, giving you congratulations, but I'm just trying to soak in the moment.
Is there one game, that shows what you are all about?
I can't specifically say one game, because I try to put it on tape every game, that I'm the best player on the field. So I'll say a game that made a mark for me was my junior year versus Vanderbilt. Being at a G5 school, we ended up beating a Power 5 school. That was big for the program. So I'll definitely say that game.
Does Coach kind of come in, change the culture of what you guys are trying to do?
Yeah, man, Coach Dale McGee's a great coach. He has a foundation, coming from Georgia, learning from some great guys, Kirby Smart and all that. The way he goes about being a pro is amazing. He take care of his guys on and off the field.
How are you going to separate yourself?
I'm just going to go out there and do my best. If I feel like I try and do my best every time, it's just going to, be in the light.
Always played a little chip on your shoulder?
Yeah, definitely, man.
Because?
Just been under-recruited coming out of high school. I felt like I was good enough to play Power 5 from the beginning. So just that chip on my shoulder, going out there and have to earn a scholarship, that's a chip for me.
What's your why?
Oh, my why is definitely my baby niece. My brother had a little girl recently, and my brother paved the way for me for college and everything else. So I feel like I owe that to his daughter, to pour back in whatever he poured into me.
A lot of teams are looking for height, weight, speed receivers, but what sets you apart and makes you different and not just a vertical threat?
Yeah, I'll definitely say I'm a guy who can get yak. I'm not just a downfield receiver. I'm going to come in and do anything that you ask me to do. So rather you just prototype me as a big guy, I feel like I can move all around the field and do everything.
What about run blocking? Have teams asked you about that?
Yeah. Definitely something I'm going to clean up on coming into this league.
How do you clean up on that?
Just doing technique and, doing it every time rather than sometimes.
What led you to stay at Georgia State when, especially after last year, you probably had opportunities?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'll say my being surrounded by great people. My mom, my brother, and somebody like a mentor for me, and my position coach, Damian Craig. Just being surrounded by them, being able to hear from them. They're telling me, don't chase the money. The money's going to come. Be a shark in the pond. And you know how Georgia State's been loyal to you, so be loyal to them.
Hey, when did you know that you fell in love with the game? What was that moment for you?
I definitely say early on, just being able to go to practice every day. And, I think I broke my arm early, and the team was playing, and I was just like, man, I'm supposed to be out there. And that was a moment for me where I just realized, man, I got to be on the field at all times.
I think obviously, I know you, but a lot of people don't know how good of a defensive player you were in high school playing cornerback. Do you think that's something that's going to be able to help you to be a value on special teams when you step foot in the NFL roster?
Yeah, man, I'll definitely say playing defense, my whole life, that definitely will help me transition. If I got to play special teams and be a gunner, I got to be a guy who's holding up the gunner.
Why'd you switch to the other side of the ball?
I always just been an offensive guy, though. Yes, sir.
Whether it was down in Mobile or here, what's kind of the most common things you're hearing about yourself from teams?
I would definitely say they like how I go up and get the ball. Hearing from those teams I'm a big body guy, and that's what they're looking for.
And you come from a couple schools that aren't necessarily NFL factories, but are there any alumni or anyone that has been able to kind of help pave the way or be an example at all?
I don't have a guy specifically, but but I also had a couple guys that played with my brother. He also went there.
Kenny Moore from the Colts went there.
Steven Denmark is a guy. He always reached out to me, sending me some motivation and telling me how his process went and let me know tips and reminders I can use.
How did you stay focused? Coming out of high school, you said that you thought you were a Power 5, guy out of high school. Having schools like a Georgia State and Georgia Southern in your backyard, not really reaching out. How did you stay focused and locked in that process to kind of get you to this point now?
Yeah, I'll say definitely being where my feet are. I tried to show up when I got to college early in the summer, so I can go ahead and learn the playbook, learn the terminology, everything. Definitely being surrounded by great people. My brother went to Versatility State, so a couple of the guys he played with still had their COVID year. And when I came in, they already knew who I was, so they stuck with me. They said they knew what type of guy I was, and they were on me, and that definitely helped me get to where I'm at now.
Are you doing all the drills this week?
Yeah, I'll be doing all of them.
You the last month or two, like, training for this moment?
The last month or two, I just been getting, stronger, putting on some weight, and that been transitioning to me running my best times.
Talk about maybe being overlooked, but there's a lot of bigger name guys from bigger name schools that didn't get the invites to the combine. So you are here. Does that give you like the confidence that, hey, man?
Yeah, it definitely shows me that I'm supposed to be here.
Cold weather.
Yeah, I did.
Is that formal or
Formal. Yeah, sir.
Cold weather places obviously is a part of football, right? I mean, thoughts on like Buffalo, that kind of atmosphere where it may be snowing and maybe and how your game kind of can play in that.
Yeah, I definitely say it's not going to be a factor, because when I'm game ready, and it's on when it's time for the game. That's that's a part of the weather. It's just going to be there.